All right, let's go ahead and bring out our next single guy. Hello, welcome in. Come on a little closer. Come on in. Don't be scared. Your name and age and why you ended up popping.
I'm Ish. I'm 28, and you have a very handsome face. Bald is not really my thing. I think
Man, I can't even control it.
I know, and I don't mean to say it like that. It's just I feel like maybe if we were 40s and like you were bald, then it would be like different. But we're like really young.
I know.
So yeah, that's it. And then I don't want to be mean, but I just don't really like how you talk.
Oh, okay. All right. How so?
It's just I don't know. It's like a little like just the tone of your voice and like the way you say things.
Okay, well,
It
okay.
it just makes me feel cringy. I'm Ish. I'm 28. I like to start out. You're very successful. I can tell you're very well put together. I love the way you dress.
Thank you.
You're handsome. For me, I'm a big teeth girl,
Okay.
and the teeth just
Ain't
were
teeth.
not for me. Not for me.
Okay. All right. I'm putting cases on all you bitches. Huh?
This
AyeQ!
is crazy.
AyeQ!
This is what you imagine him shooting a hospital interview with, and the baby's coming out. Fellas, again, focus on yourself. That's what it is.
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy AyeQ, and I'm back with another reaction video for you guys today. And today we're gonna do a reaction to Pop the Balloon or Find Love Season 3 Reunion. Let's jump right into the video.
The word group chat was thrown around so many times. So let's take a look at this short clip.
Yeah, so going to the podcast you guys did with the boys, I was pretty shocked because we've been in this group chat, I believe, for 2 weeks, maybe, I don't know, and we were thinking everything's cool, everything's okay, and to just see the stuff they said about us that they knew completely was not true about us. They know us from a different level of just the show that we filmed.
You perceive people in a certain way, especially with how they present themselves on camera, and getting to know the guys behind the scene. Thought I built really good friendships with them, but seeing the podcast and how it played out, it was giving very much black women aren't protected, and I didn't necessarily agree with that. I'm sure they lead overall good lives. I just didn't like the way that they, like Carrington said, doubled down on how we were, these terrible black women, and getting to know them and hearing the positive things that they were saying about us, and then to go out on the internet and completely flip the script. It was like absolutely mind blowing. It was
Yo, dudes were in that group chat trying to smash something. They was telling these women exactly what they want to hear. But the whole time, in the back of their brains, they're like, man, these chicks ain't shit but some birds. Fact.
was like it was like blindly raging to see that they did us like that.
Okay, so this group chat, was it everyone from the episode in one group chat together? Is that what this was? Or?
Let me just say,
Mostly
Go
everyone.
ahead, Tiffany.
let me just say, as soon as I left that building, I said, "Don't add me to no dang group chats."
Oh, why did
I've
you
been
say
through
that?
this before. I was on a previous episode, so I know how
okay.
messy it can get. So I said, "Don't add me to the group chat. I don't want to be
So
no parts."
the group chat started.
Mike,
The group chat started as guys. All right, it was.
did you start it as the
started
guys?
I started it as guys.
Okay.
When me, Tiffany, Maul, and his date, we matched first on the show. We left. I don't know who added everybody, but when we left, everybody was in the group chat.
Besides me,
And then it became a communion. It became a family reunion. And then once the community of people who saw the show came into it, we fell apart. Like people just broke us apart. That's just what happened.
Well,
I mean, it sounds like y'all said things though. So
I
what
was
is it?
about to say,
Because how did
Not
community
yours.
change?
Okay, let's hear from, I think,
It wasn't
Jason.
yours. It wasn't
Go
yours.
ahead, Jason.
So the way the first all the group chat got started, where all of us got into it, was because the night that we had the show, we decided to all go out,
Okay.
and so to find where everybody was going to go, we created the group chat. Right, so that's how that happened.
Go out, everybody going out. See, that's the thing, bro. This show is like a hookup central. A bunch of these chicks are on this show strictly for a fun time and to cloud chase and to get some attention. So, fellas, if you're going on a show like this, man, make sure you're going to just probably smash and move around. Don't go on this show to be looking for your wife or nothing serious. These are nothing but fun girls that come on this show. Understand that.
Kind of to what TJ was saying, there was some skerfuffles and things that started to happen as the show got released, as there was difference of opinions, there was responses of like the comments being sent, all that kind of stuff. I guess from my perspective, like some of the ladies were saying on there, I was confused on the part of like not giving protecting black women or what that meant. From our episode, none of us said anything derogatory, rude, crass, or anything like that to any of the women, especially them as black women. We told our experience on the show. We responded to some of the things that were said about us, but none of us were coming at black women, coming at them at all, or anything like that. And so that was super confusing to us as guys. Even people in the comments were like, what are they talking about? There's nobody coming for them as, black women or whatever.
Wait. So these women rejected these dudes and also clowned them. And then they want these same dudes to turn around and defend them against the public perception based on how they conducted themselves on the show. How crazy is that? The same men that y'all stepped on and y'all, no, I don't want him. Y'all want those same dudes to defend y'all? Nah, that's nasty. But that's a bird for you, bro. And the thing about a bird is this. A bird don't look herself in the mirror. So she's thinking, I'm just a bad bitch. But the public is telling her exactly who she is. Shorty, you're a bird. And that's why Shorty's probably upset. And she wanted these dudes to defend her. Say I'm not a bird. Say I'm a good woman. But look at how you conduct yourself, lady. It's crazy.
And then too, even if that was the case, it was weird to me because it was like, well, on the show, if you're saying coming at black women, what do you call it when you're telling a black man that his teeth are, horrible in front of millions of people? What is that? Is that protecting black men?
Bro, I just said that. That's crazy.
So all of that was like super confusing to me.
So just to touch on what I said, the protect black women thing was not that you guys were attacking us, is that you knew who we were as women behind the scenes, and you seen what the internet said about us, and you guys had the opportunity, the platform, the time, the space to be like, hey, you guys should stop talking about these women in that way. We've met them on this level and they're this way, and they're like, you had.
Wait, so basically she's saying that she's putting on an act on the show, but behind the scenes, I'm really a good person. But on the show, I'm going to act like this towards y'all dudes because I got to look good and y'all got to look bad. But behind the scenes, y'all know I'm cool.
You had the platform to clear that up, and you didn't do anything.
Are you saying like us? So you wanted to people like to comment on the comments, or what are you specifically saying we should have done?
You had the, like I said, you had the opportunity to speak up for us in a positive light. Like, let's not act like we're not on these platforms and we have a certain level of power. Mm-hmm. Like, there were episodes where, the women said something about, whatever, and then you had the guys clap back in a negative way or be sassy or whatever. And, there wasn't really much scrutiny toward, I'm not going to say there wasn't any scrutiny toward the women, because I'm sure anybody and everybody has something to say. But we got it the worst, I think, because we were being honest. We were being asked to be specific about these things. And because...
So why you mad if you was being honest? The truth will always set you free.
You guys, portrayed yourselves, in a way where it's like, okay, you were nice, laid back. You were kind of like in a way, the internet's seen it as you guys were taking the jabs and you guys were just these upstanding men and we were just these terrible women. That's literally how they were portraying us in the comments. So because you guys knew that, we talked about that every single day in the chat after reading those comments, and you knew these things, you could have went on that platform and be like, hey, we got to know these women. They're nothing like what.
Yo, who she thinks she is? She trying to turn these dudes into some suckers. Y'all gotta go out there and defend me after I was the one who ejected y'all. I was the one who embarrassed y'all. Now because the people is saying this about me, since we all in this group chat and we all cool, I want y'all suckers to go out there and defend me. The nerve of this bird. The nerve. This is wild.
The comments are saying, and that's what I mean by protect. You didn't have to not attack us. You could have used that platform, that space to give a positive light to what we were going through.
I feel
and
like
you did not do that.
I feel like everybody is just now meeting each other. Honestly, I feel what
Thank
you're saying,
you.
but I feel like it's nobody's job to take up for you.
Yeah, I
I
was just
matched
about to
with
say
TJ,
that.
and so many people call me Go Diggers because he's a children's book author and I'm a dancer. I didn't ask him to cape up for me.
Yeah, I
You
don't
know,
think-
everybody, we're all grown here. We're big women. We're big
And y'all all strangers. Don't forget that part. Like y'all don't know each other. This is wild.
men.
Yeah,
Stand up for yourself.
I don't
People
think
are
that's
still
fair.
gonna think what they
I
want.
think
Yeah.
that goes to the men on the show too. If they were holding themselves in a respectful way on the show, like I feel like that was good enough to not
Yeah, I think-
bounce
I think-
back
go back.
at
I
you.
just-
Because just like we could have gone on that show and clapped
acted
back
ass, and
and
acted
been an
ass.
asshole,
Crashed out.
right?
Yeah.
And I don't think that's fair for you to expect us to do something, you know, because we're all busy men. We all have things that we're doing, you know, day in, day out. I mean,
What did that have to do with the podcast? We're not asking you to defend us every day online or anything like that. And I'm not even
'Cause-
asking you
'cause
to
the
go
podcast-
online and just be
Sorry.
like, you know, just defend us. But the responses that I got from the podcast, like furthering that, it just further proved that it's like, oh, okay, yeah, these were these good men and they just happened to get trapped with these bad women. Not saying y'all had any responsibility to do that, but you didn't. Like it didn't give the men that I met in that chat. I thought we were like genuinely, like, I don't know, it gave genuine at first.
How can you be mad at the way you were perceived on the show? Like, were you acting or some shit? Like, I don't like. How can you be mad? Because the world sees you as a bird. You're mad, and you expect these grown ass men to defend you because the world sees you for who you are. See, that's the mindset of a bird, fellas. A bird will never take accountability. A bird will never look herself in the mirror and say, you know what, let me assess the way that I act on that show that day. Let me see if I did anything wrong. Let me see where I went wrong. A bird don't do any self-assessment. That's why you can't save a bird. That's why you can't save a bird. That's why a bird is always trying to find a sucker. She's always trying to find some sucker who will defend her in a time like this, when whole time she just needs to take accountability. That's it. But she will never do that. Instead, she's going to blame the dudes. See, it's your fault why these people think I am the way I am. It's your fault. Wow.
I felt like you guys were like just good in that way, but when you guys went on a podcast, it didn't give what
Okay.
the guys.
So what
Let's
did
hear.
you?
Hold on.
I mean, what did you want us to
Danny.
do?
Danny wanted to say something. Go ahead.
Well, I had a similar experience with the first lady Sandra when they kept calling her a gold digger. I didn't look at her like that, but it's almost impossible to save.
Yeah, you can't control the
Yeah,
narrative.
it's like a unflood. It's like when it dropped and it's a guy dodges gold digger. And you know what I'm saying? I was like, I reached out to her. I was like, I'm sorry that they thought that. Like, you just, every time I said something, she's not a gold digger. Never thought that. It's just like it goes and it's
Yeah,
like throwing a pebble into the ocean.
Why?
You know what I'm
why
saying? Like
care?
it's just almost impossible. You know what I'm saying? To
Why
defend
care
anybody.
what other people think? If you knew and we knew that you were great people, that's all it should have been. It doesn't matter what other people think. You can't change their opinions.
And I was just going to say that it's your job to be secure and confident within yourself, you know? And this is not to like, you know, but I'm not saying that you're not. But at the end of the day, like it's our job to be secure in ourselves that no matter what anybody says, we know who we are. So I could care less what anybody has to say because I know who I am. So I wouldn't need you to defend me. I wouldn't need to defend myself to all the comments out there.
Right.
I know who I am.
And you
Next.
stand on what
Period.
you
Like
said.
I just
Okay,
feel
so
like-
And that right there is the problem because the truth hurts. The truth will talk to the person it's meant for. And she felt it. She felt what those people were saying because it's a reflection of who she is. So, of course, it's going to bother her. But if a woman is really a good woman inside, those comments can't affect her. Things on the outside can't affect your inside if you're pure, if you're living your truth. But when you're living a lie and people expose you, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt.
First,
hold on. I have just something to say about that, where she's coming from. First off, everybody has their opinion about the situation, but being in the situation is different from what you guys think. To have somebody sit here and smile on my face every day, make plans of we should do this, we should go here, we should blah blah, thinking everything's just so cool, and then you go on the podcast, the energy's so different. That's you don't have to defend me. I don't care. I don't care for the comments. I've been in the limelight. I've been viral for other things too. I get bad comments and good comments. I don't care. It's just that I don't like people in my face smile.
Nah, we could tell, bro. We could tell you've been around, shorty, for real. Just look at her here. She wilding with this. Look at those. Anyway, man, I ain't finna even do all that.
Acting like they're my friends, acting like we're good, and then you go on something else, and then there's way more stuff even happening in that chat prior to that too. It's not just, whatever. I'm not even gonna get into that, but it's just seeing that kind of made me look at y'all different. And you're right, the fact that I saw that, okay, so they switched up. They went on the podcast, said what they said, and after we've been making plans, doing whatever you want to say, that just tells me I'm not going to no longer talk to you. I left the chat, and I saw what it was, and that's just what it is.
So hold on, guys. Hold on. I know this is a juicy topic. So what's one thing bad that they said about you guys when they were on the podcast?
Right.
One thing that I heard was how we embarrassed African American men, or as African American men, we're putting you guys down.
How we went on camera and broke down black men,
and there's another one saying
is that what they said on the podcast, or what viewers were saying?
That's what they said on the podcast.
The men on the show.
Yeah.
I don't remember saying
We didn't say that.
Who said it?
I did not say that.
I'm sure we can find a clip.
Okay, let's hear from TJ. Go ahead, TJ.
All right, so I wasn't on the podcast, so I have no fight in this. All right. Me and Maul had matches, so it was for the unmatched people.
Correct.
So when I look back at the episode, they will tell you I left the group chat because I didn't watch
TJ Mike.
They will tell you I left the group chat because I was like, "Why did y'all upset them?" Was that true? Is that true? I remember I left the group chat. Like I was like, "You guys upset them. I'm leaving." It was because they said that you guys were talking about them in a bad way.
What? You left the group chat because you felt like the guys upset the women? And what's so crazy, fam? This dude got embarrassed the worst. They all popped as soon as he came out, and he ended up getting a stripper at the end. And now he's defending the same women who put him down. See, that's the thing about these women, fellas. When you put them on a pedestal, they will always treat you like a fan. They're going to always look down on you. Like he's going hard for these women, and these are the same women who don't even want him.
Wait, I went back and watched the episode. It was a couple statements in there that was probably offensive.
Okay.
But
do you remember?
Like it was the white women comment.
White women.
What white
in
women?
the podcast?
It was Hey, it was. That's the only thing I remember, and it was the doubling back. That some of them doubled back.
I don't want to say anything about white women.
I feel like we just answered the question that was brought to us. That's that's all.
It was those two comments that I heard. That was it. So it was they doubled back on some certain women. I mean, if you let me finish, I'll say it.
Okay, go ahead, TJ.
So it was somebody said in the podcast that y'all was doubling back, and that they didn't mean to pop their balloon.
Are you talking about the women's podcast?
Yeah,
They're talking about
no.
Okay.
That the men said that they was doubling. The women were doubling back on them, and that they were regretful for popping their balloon. And the women was like, "We ain't want y'all." Like, we stood on business. And so they felt like y'all was lying about doubling back. And the second thing was, somebody did mention this is a problem in the Black community. And that with white women, that's where that's the second comment.
So there was a miss.
Okay, hold on. I know. First of all, I don't know anything about this doubling back situation. I don't remember that at all. Said in the whole podcast.
I do remember that comment.
You do remember that?
Yeah. They just basically said like, oh, off the camera, it was different. They wish they would have not have popped.
But that's not doubling back. That is the energy that we said. Okay, on camera, right? You know, these women said yada yada yada. But when we met them off camera, they were very cool.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what we meant by that. Okay. Second part of that with the white women, I don't know.
Nah, that's even worse, bro. So when the camera is on, they don't want y'all. But when the camera's off and nobody's looking, it's like, all right, I could fuck with these dudes now. This right here is crazy, man. Fellas, but this is how birds are, bro. They don't take any accountability, and they always want a sucker to step up and defend them. That's just the reality. And look, fellas, you gotta have respect for yourself, right? Because if a woman rejects you, why will you step up and defend her? She don't want you. However, she wants you to protect her. That's just kind of crazy, but let me know what y'all thought about this. Please leave your thoughts in the comments. It's your boy AyeQ. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm out.